Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to Esports Masters League. We are here for Premier 1. It is round 3 of the championship as we take in the Canadian Grand Prix from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. My name is James Head. I'm going to be taking you to the stream, as always, of course, on a Wednesday night. And joining me in the commentary box is my partner in crime for tonight. It is Mr. Ivan Tonchik. Ivan, how you doing?
Good evening to you, James, and to everyone in the stream. I'm doing fine. Hopefully, everyone, including you, does as well. Yeah, race around Canada. Great circuit in the city of Montreal, named after a famous Canadian driver, Gilles Villeneuve. In fact, the first Canadian who actually won a race in F1, I think, on this very same circuit, back called the Ile de Notre Dame. Because of the lake it's situated on back in the day. Tricky track. Drives look the will.
Indeed. Hopefully everyone can hear us fine. I am having a few issues with OBS tonight, so potentially stream could go down at any point. If it does, let me know. We'll go on to the PS4 and obviously have that as a backup for tonight. Hopefully, though, everything is fine now. And yeah, obviously, it is the Canadian Grand Prix. It is round 3 of the championship. You might be wondering, of course, what happened in round 2 of the championship last week. Of course, let me run you through then the updated team standings on the left-hand side of your screen. The right-hand side, of course, being Premier 2, which is also going to be live in just a few minutes' time here on League Racing TV. FVR lead the way on 83 points. NLR pretty much underdogs, I think, so far in EML Premier 1. They're in second on 70 points. And then ET8 Esports in third on 69 points. And then a big chasm of a gap so far to RAC Esports in fourth on 38. The French outfit, of course. Relentless also tied on 38 points there in fifth. QRT there in 6th on 33, GSP in 7th on 29, FRL Esports in 8th on 27, LFR Esports in 9th on 18, along with Virtual Insanity, VIR, currently in that relegation zone. Of course, they are on 18 points as well coming into tonight's racing. Premier 2 on the right-hand side. Don't really need to go through their standings. You can see it on the right-hand side of the screen. FER, they're holding the gap by 13 points, 14 points advantage over ET8 there in third. And FER, I think, have been the revelation so far of Premier 1, and they seem to be, so far, the team that is actually putting themselves on the map in many different events.
Obviously one of the strongest teams took 2 victories in first 2 races, so let's see if they can make it 3 in a row. But obviously, competition will be very, very tough. And also the challenge around this track is really tough. One of the F1 classics. Its first race here was held way back in 1970s, and it will be interesting to see how the things will pan out at the end.
Yeah, will be, of course, definitely indeed. Of course, we've got no drivers standings, obviously, to go through because there's no drivers championship at all here in EML Premier 1. But obviously, FER leading the way, NLR in second there on 70, and ET8 Esports in third on 69 points. Let me take you through then the track map in question here in Canada, in Montreal. 4.3 kilometres and then 2.7 miles, 14 turns away to now drivers out on track, but the 3 DRS zones. 1 down at the start finish straight in towards turn number 1, 1 down in towards turn number 8, down the back straight you could call it, and then of course 1 out of the hairpin on the run down into the Wall of Champion chicane at turns 13 and 14. So obviously 3 DRS zones, plenty of opportunity for overtaking, and also Ivan in qualifying, very good opportunities in terms of slipstream.
Of course, that back straight particularly comes out in my mind. Practically the only place you can do slipstream, and that is very safe and that you can gain a lot. But if someone wants to risk it, they can also try to make it on start-finish straight or in between turns 7 and 8. I think before that hairpin and the chicane, and before that quick combination of right to left corners, that fast chicane. So drivers can make it. Could also try to make a slipstream there for their own teammates, but that is very, very risky.
Yeah, definitely. So, I've been reliably informed, by the way, there is a Drivers' Championship as well by Mr. Mays, who's just sent me a DM in Discord. Axelino, I can report, is leading the way. I haven't got the standings on hand as a graphic, but I'm just reading it off my iPad. So, Axelino leading the way, 42 points for NLR. Kauflidis in second, along with Nadi Perez, both for FEO, of course, they're on 30 points. Mateo there in fourth on 25, and then Asadu in fifth on 22. Gustav and Erpek tied for sixth on 20. Then now up in 8th on 17, tied with Tom for ninth position as well. Nam there in 10th on 15, along with Kart Racer and Evans also on 15. And then we've got Fleddy, Elliott, and Garofu, I think that is supposed to be round off the top 15. And then we've got Slash, Joel, Yaron, Justin, Andrew top 20. There's quite a long list of drivers that have been participating so far. Atlas, Payton, Nuth, Almoy, YCN top 25. And then Hersey, Anderoa, Marlon, Skyline, YS Brand, and Noah completing the 31 drivers that have so far, of course, scored points coming into tonight's racing. I believe, looking at the lobby, that everyone is in. So I'm just going to have a final check and say, well, certainly Frankie wants to go. So I think it is time now to put in the message. And Ivan, by the way, can you quickly check the settings on the just the settings of the weather and the time of day? Because I think I've put it right to midday. I hope I have, anyways.
I'll check weather and the time of the day.
Yep, just weather and time of day. It should be on midday. I hope it is, anyways. Yeah. It's on midday. Yeah, good. Midday. We don't have to do a restart. We've just ruled that out immediately, of course. In terms of obviously trying to pick up a restart. Hopefully, we're not going to be restarting now out on track tonight. Unlike a pit lane glitch that I actually had in the Shazoo Racing Championship, of course. Reminder there of the team standings, of course, coming into EML Premier 1 here tonight. Let me tune into the comment section as well, see what you guys are doing. There will be various points, I'm sure, where I will be tuning out and in of the comment section as we go through tonight's session. And looking at the chat, Frankie is the only one that has said hello. So good evening to Frankie. You are in, obviously, first, which is good. So you get a bit of a, maybe a Jamesy £5 note coming your way for the FER team. No bias, of course, shown towards any of our teams tonight in EML Premier 1. Have given, by the way, the go-ahead to ready up. I think people have not realised that we can ready up. We can ready up, guys, if you are tuning into the stream. 20 seconds away. So now everyone's got the message, and now everyone's beginning to ready up once again. And Ivan, coming into tonight, obviously, we think the likes of FER are obviously going to be up towards the top end of the standings. And in fact, actually, I've just realised I haven't got the driver lineup to show everyone. So I need to quickly plug that in, if I can, without the stream lagging. Getting the driver lineup up at least. I'll try and get it on the stream. Unless you beat me to it, Ivan, that'll be fantastic. But I'll have a look and see if I can get the driver lineup.
I already got it.
You've got it. You're miles ahead of me coming into tonight. Just saving the image now. Hang on. I'll get it up in literally 20 seconds. There will be on-track action going along as well. But hopefully, I'm just gonna... Oh, God. Just gonna flick on to... That's the wrong thing. Apologies. We are out on track, by the way. It is quite overcast in some positions. I can certainly see so far. Just going to quickly plug in the driver lineup for everyone else to see. Just need to do that. This is live transition work, by the way, on OBS. So there we go. Gustav and Latters in for ETA. Yaron and Evans for Relentless. Justin and Maritz in for GSP. Noah and Leon in for VIR. Lars and Ryan, of course, represent the Alpine team and for QRT. Vincente, new driver for FER, debuting alongside Kauflidis, of course, the driver's champion, the driver's leader, or second position in the driver's standings at this stage. Elliott and Black Panther representing RAC. Axeline and Garofu representing NLR. Mikulitsi and Carl Scarra, very familiar name, of course, the FRL lineup. And then Keki and Ruti defending the LFR guys here tonight. Looking at the driver lineup, we have got action now out on track. So I'm just going to bring the capture card up. There we go. And looking at that driver lineup, Ivan, FER have got a very strong team once again. We were saying before the stream, though, I think Yarona's got a chance potentially for Relentless. And speaking of Yarona, he's actually just rejoined the session.
You summoned him from the Shadow Realm, it seems. But, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know who could actually win here because I don't know that much about the pace of the guys in because commentating on here was actually my first time seeing them out on track, apart from Karapolidis and and Actelin and Gerofuel, who I actually raced against at the end of F1 2021 event. At the end of F1 2021 life cycle in one event not connected with league racing or teams racing in general. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, you know more about those guys than me, so we'll see. I believe you that I remember that prediction. So let's see if you get third in a row when it comes to predictions.
Yeah, if Jav is tuning into the comment section, by the way, good evening, Jav. First and foremost, if you are tuning in, it might be watching the Champions League football because I know Barcelona is playing tonight. But if he is and he's got EML Premier 1 in the background, yeah, I think Jerona's got a potential good chance coming into tonight's racing. Not St. Evans at all for Relentless, but I think, honestly, Jerome may be the quick driver to coming into tonight. Noah's on board on a lap, coming through the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. It is the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, but coming through the World Champion chicane on the run down in towards turn number 1, the left-hander, and then through the right-hander, of course, at turn number 2, where Massa and Perez famously made contact in 2016 around here, coming through the right-hander turn 2. Very high fifth gear there, actually, from Noah's. Now flies in towards turn 3, turn 4, and then once again in towards turn number 5. By the way, in terms of the time of day, it has been put on midday because the shadows do distract the drivers potentially out on track, and that's why we are running midday. So that's why it looks a bit fresher as well. Noah on the run down in towards the chicane of turn 7 and 8. Probably one of the tricky chicanes actually on the Formula 1 calendar. It's a bit of an off-apex sort of corner, nearly hitting the wall actually on the right-hand side there, Noah, but he's looking quite good so far for the VIR team. 41.9 in the middle sector. It's not too bad. I can normally see those 41.4s, 41.5s. Yeah, he went deep
into the hairpin, yeah, overcommitted on the brakes, I will say.
And again, very high 7th gear coming out of, running down in towards the World Champion chicane at turns 13 and 14. Got to commit this, of course, on the right-hand side. He invalidates the car. We're going to see plenty of that, I think, as the session goes on. Noah on the run to the line would have been a 110.4 in the end for Noah. There's other drivers on the lap as well. Karafalidis on a lap. He's 41.7 in the middle second, so not looking too bad. The FVR man on the run down at the straight. There will be more improvements, I'm sure, as we go along through the session, but it looks like the majority of the early runners have set an invalid lap time. Gustav, though, comes in 109.7. I think Karafalidis is going to go quicker than this on the run to the line. Doesn't. 110.1, only 4 tenths off, and Lattice there for ETA, who of course have been up toward the top end of the field in Premier last week. Gustav and Lattice currently first and second, and Lattice, if you didn't know, I believe was a former member of LFR.
Well, basically the old team. He certainly wants to prove that they lost some quality with him leaving the team. But yeah, Axelino meanwhile went to the second with 109.859, yeah, that's a really good lap for Axelino.
Yeah, really good lap for Axelino indeed. Gustav Al on top, Axelino in second, Lattice there in third, Black Panther and invalidated. Keki, who I think is taking the name, of course, of Keki Rosberg, the legendary Formula 1 driver. 110 flat, he was invalidated as well. Jeroen on the run to the line, goes fifth, 110.1, so not looking too bad. My prediction potentially for pole position around here. I think Karafalidis, though, will probably be the one toward the top end of the field. Lars for QRT looking like he's going to set a very good lap time here on the run to the line for the Alpine team. 110.1, and he goes into sixth position. Of course, QRT been doing well as well in the Shazoo Racing Championship. If you haven't been tuning in for that as well, where have you been the last couple of Tuesday nights? Lars, of course, involved in that team, involved in QRT. Now, though, has been representing them as well. Of course, Ryan is retaking the place there for QRT here tonight, but it's currently Gustav Al on top, Axelino in second, Lattice there in third. And Axelino and Lattice, the gap between them so far, just only 7 thousandths of a second, and that's what we're going to be talking about in terms of potential laps around here, as Ryan is on a lap for QRT.
I think, I don't know if Mikulit is on the lap for the...
No.
I don't know who I forgot who even drives Alfa Romeo. Is that FRL?
Is that FRL? I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, Mikulidze on the run to the line, 111.3. So the FRL team going there 12th with the Finn, 111.3, even not a 113.3. Goodness me, I'm giving 2 seconds away on his time. Leon as well is coming through the middle sector split, looking quite good as well. The Aston Martin, the other driver, of course, Virtual Insanity Racing here tonight. Oh, as my voice is going already, I have been a little bit ill before coming live on the stream. So, yeah, if I sound a bit croaky tonight, it's probably because I've been a little bit unwell.
Yeah, really aggressive into the World Championship game. Really aggressive into the World Championship game.
So not too bad, I guess, in terms of Leon, 110.7 there on that set of soft compound tyres. To that as well, that he's actually set on that set of soft compound tyres as well, so multiple runs on that compound of tyre. We've got Evans on a lap as well. He's coming through the end of the first sector as well. I'm just going to turn down the bitrate slightly because I know we just lagged there a little bit. So I'm just going to turn it down once again. And hopefully that might be more manageable for my PC. Evans on the run down in towards turn 7 and 8. That was a good first sector, competitive through the first sector as well from Evans, and then comes through the left-hander of turn number 8, and then on towards the hairpin once again. And it's a 41.6 in the middle sector, I think around the likes of your own Lars Elliott, that sort of area.
I can have a look. So 41.6 it was.
Yeah, 41.6. I think Karafalides was 41.4, I think.
So that could be a really good lap for Evans if that's the case.
Right on the limit, on the run to the line. Goes 5th ahead of Karafalides, so he was on par. I think in terms of that lap with Karafalides, Evans though, 5th position, buoyed by that performance. Maybe it's not your own that we should be looking at. Maybe it's the other relentless driver here tonight. Gustav out on top, Axelino in 2nd, Lattis there in 3rd, and Lattis actually 2.5 tenths up in the first sector. Where is this lap coming from? From the ET8 man, of course, former LFR driver, I'm led to believe as well. As now Lattis comes in towards the right-hander of turn 7, and then through the left-hander of turn 8. He invalidates, yeah, he invalidates through turn number 8, unfortunately. And it was a 41.4 middle sector.
And he's up. Yeah, Gustav is up. He's almost, he's 700 second up in the first sector. Another ET8 driver, currently on pole position. Doesn't invalidate in the chicane. I think decent exit, based on my point of view. He's slightly up once again into the hairpin.
Yeah, this final sector, though, will really make or break a lap, I think, potentially here for Gustav, especially the Wall of Champion chicane. That is literally the most fearsome corner. Apart from Marouge and Radion at Belgium, of course, we go there in 2 weeks' time. But Gustav, the Wall of Champion chicane, this is quite fearsome in terms of a chicane. Oh, he clips the right-hand side wall. On the exit of the final corner, on the run to the line, never in doubt, 109.4, and that is how you take the Wall of Champion chicane as well. Minimal contact, but look at the time he gained in that final sector. Make or break a lap, and he's now been put 0.3 of a second clear of Axelino, sorry, who is there, still yet to come out quick lane once again, as Vincente has just gone, I think, 4th with a 104.9.
I think he was 4th even before. I think that was his old lap.
It might be. Well, he starts at the lap anyways. We'll go on board with him. The Ferrari coming through the end of the first sector. Oh, a 19.2 first sector. Wow! Quicker than Gustav through the first sector. 2.5 tenths up on this lap. Vincente holds this together. This is going to be an electric lap from the FVR man. Gustav out on top, Axelino in 2nd, Lattis in 3rd, more than halfway gone in qualifying. Jerona's just gone 5th as well. Minimal improvement, about a 1/10 of a second on his lap there as well for Team Relentless. There's now Vincente, 2.5 tenths up in the middle sector.
Advantage, I think.
He is. He's maintaining that advantage, and I think he's actually starting to pull away from Gustav. But this final corners, this Water Champion chicane, fearsome for Vincente. Hopefully not going to be feared by that on the run down into the right-hander turn 13 and 14. Gustav Axelino Lattis currently top 3, but I think Vincente here is going to go on to the top step of the podium. Oh, and he scratched the wall! Invalidates out the Wall of Champion chicane on the right-hand side. He hits the wall as well. He's got right-side end plate damage in the car, I believe. And in the end, as I say, Wall of Champion chicane, make or break. He was feared up by it in the end. He hit the wall, and that's why he's invalidated on this and next lap.
Yes, I'm trying to find someone who didn't invalidate their lap, but that's really hard because pretty much everyone I turned into did.
Yeah, everyone is actually not on a lap at this stage. Just trying to look through. Yeah, nobody's on a lap at this stage. Evans is coming through end of the middle sector there. Axelino is through the end of the first sector. He's just actually came out the pit lane. Kyle Scarrett is on a lap. I've just spied there. Coming through the right-hander of turn number 3. And then, of course, in towards turn number 4 and 5. Looking so far so good for Kyle Scarrett on this lap. Of course, regular in the Shazoo Racing Championship for FRL Esports. And through the first sector, 19.5. Very respectful. Purple in the first sector. That's on his time and not on the purple best that we've seen so far in sector 1. But it's Gustav out on top. Axelino there in second. Currently, Lattice there in third. ET8, though, potentially going to go 1 and 2 with Lattice if he can get a good lap time in. Kyle Scarrett, though, still looking pretty good on his lap. Grit on the run-up in towards the hairpin of turn number 10. 41.6 in the middle sector, 3.5 tenths up. He's got a challenge, the likes of Lars, maybe even Kaufalides here.
Yeah, so he's around the top 5 times in the first sector. So let's see how he completes the final sector. Obviously, as I said a little bit earlier, it makes or breaks your lap time. And it breaks Kyle Scarrett's lap time.
That's so unfortunate. Honestly, this track honestly punishes.
Oh, the weakness spinner. Noah on the outlap into the wall. Kept the engine running.
Yep, that was Noah.
Really off the place.
Yep, that was Noah. Bass Bramer saying there was another 20-second delay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I've tried literally everything. It is pretty much on every single stream that I do. That is normally a 20-second delay. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to cope with it, I'm afraid. Ruti is on lap as well, 19.4 through the end of the first sector. Not looking too bad at all from Ruti. Axelino and Lattice, by the way, are also on laps as well. They're coming through, I think, the middle sector. Ruti through the middle sector, 41.7. Just got a flick on board with Axelino. 2.5 tenths up. In fact, they're through the final sector, both of them. Lattice 2.5 tenths up, 19.3 in the first sector. But Axelino's coming toward the end of his lap. The NLR man now, of course, driver's leader at this stage in terms of the championship standings on the run to the line. Oh, and he goes quickest. What a 9.4. Didn't catch the full extent of his lap there, but it was a quick final sector. Axelino out on top, Gustav in second, just done up on lap, and Lattice through the middle sector has lost time, and I wouldn't be surprised if he actually bailed into the pit lane here.
Yeah, we'll see that in a couple of seconds. But let's see what Ruti peeled off in the pit lane. So, Lars was third. Where did that come from?
Yeah, 109.7. Very good lap time from him. Lattice invalidated through the final corner as well. Gustav has spun, coming out of turn number 6.
Another tricky point on this track. It's so easy to lose the car there on the traction. Just put the power down a little bit early, and you are spinning around like Kylie Minogue in her song, spinning around.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gustav, he was spinning around, and he did get out of somebody's way. Look, he actually knew out on top. Gustav in second, I was in third. Kaufalides, by the way, has also gone fifth, I think, 109.8. A little bit off the pace, actually, Kaufalides. The Greek, normally quite unbreakable in terms of qualifying, so far breakable in this session with 3.5 minutes to go. And he's only fifth, and he's got both ET8 drivers ahead of him. He's got one LMR and one QRT driver. Kaufalides, I think, is in trouble tonight.
How to nerf Kaufalides? Just put Canada in the calendar where he is racing.
He might do, yeah.
But
Vincenzo, though, was getting slipstream off him, running down in towards the final couple of corners through the wall of Champion Chicane. Oh my goodness me, how was that still valid? Might go quickest here. Vincenzo to the line. He does! 109.2. And he made such a hash of that wall of Champion Chicane. It was probably still in the dirty air, basically, from Kaufalides' car. That slipstream effect has gained him a good 2 or 3 tenths of a second there. And in the end, Vincente out on top, Axelino in second, Gustav in third. And if I was the NLR boys and the ET8 boys, and also Lars for QRT, I'd be relying on my teammate to give me slipstream, because I know I can gain 2.5, 3 tenths per second.
Yeah, so basically it's time for the wingmans at this point in qualifying.
It is.
But yeah, Vicente, I don't know how he kept that fight. He went really on the edge, but it looks like he was breaking at the same time and he was turning into that chicane at some point, like using the technique you usually use for the Bahrain turn 10 corner. So yeah,
Yeah, it was
Simpson really made lots of time for him.
Yeah, absolutely mad, I think, in terms of that final sector as well. Obviously, Karafalides gave him that slipstream. Obviously realises that he is not the quickest guy for FBR currently in, well, maybe even in the team, because Vincenzo, obviously, my first time commentating on him, and my first time, obviously, thought he was an absolute nobody coming into tonight. Frankie's now going to have me for saying that. Elliot, by the way, is on a lap coming through the final couple of corners. Oh, he invalidates nearly coming out the wall of champion chicane. The RSC man, though, looking good on the runs to the line, goes 9th, 110.054. And actually Evans with 110.045. How about that for a little bit of telemetry and a little bit of telepathicity, if that is even a word. Vincente out on top, Axelino in second, Gustav in third. I think Axelino is going to be one of the first on his final lap in second position, and he's got 1.5 tenths to find on Vincente, who was done in terms of this session.
Yeah, man, speaking about slipstreaming, 2 Red Bulls are out on track right behind each other, so...
To me is just listen to me in terms of the slipstream, because honestly, it's going to be one of those races where slipstream is going to be absolutely effective. Axelino's on the lap.
Axelino invalidated straight away. Turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, unfortunate laws. Oh, he's full tenth up. He's just started up on a lap. I was getting completely confused with myself there. Karafalides as well, just starting up on a lap. Gustav is on a lap as well. So actually, Lattis is further ahead. Or Lattis is actually behind him on a lap. Gustav coming through the right-hand return number 1 as well. Vincente out on top. Axelino done. So he's not going to improve in terms of his lap time. It's only Gustav, Lars, Lattis now. Now we can focus on. And Lars is furthest on out of the front runners. Elliot also done out the session.
Gustav invalidated as Lattis is it 3 tenths up or 3 tenths up in the first sector.
Yep, 19.3 through the first sector. Vincente out on top. Axelino in second. Gustav in third. We'll run on board with Lattis because this is looking like so far a pretty decent lap from the Red Bull drivers. McLaren has spun. That is Justin, I think, coming out of turn number 9. And Lattis has a 41.2 in the middle sector. Not bad at all. In the middle sector from Lattis, he's got Gustav in front of him out on track as well. Needs to give up the slipstream, but Gustav is not going to give any sort of slipstream. This is really poorly put on from the ETA guys. Doesn't even give him slipstream. Clear, no communication there from the ETA guys. Lattis now coming in towards the right-hander. Oh, and he clips the curb, nearly in the wall at the final corner. Ruti is in the wall at the final corner. Lattis on runs the line, only goes 5th. And if he got slipstream, I think he would have got 2nd.
Oof. Gustav really putting his ego in front of the team. Really poor attitude.
Yeah.
I wonder where I've seen that before in real F1.
I honestly don't know. But anyways, Vincente is out on top. Very quick lap from him. FVR, of course, absolutely obliterated the field there just because of the slipstream factor. Axelino there in second. Very good lap. He actually didn't improve on his lap time compared to his first lap that he set. 109.432. We now obviously go on board with Aston Martin now. Noah finishing in P15. We'll run you through the full grid order in just a second. Hopefully you will be all sitting comfortably and quietly now for the race ahead. The Chilean Noah Vincente out on top. From Axelino in second. Gustav there in third for ETA. Karafalides in the end did improve. 109.6, he went 4th, ahead of Lattis there in 5th, and Lars there in 6th, Bukeki in 7th, Jeroen in 8th, and then Ollie Olaf there in 9th. That's a different driver, I think, for NLR. Didn't even spot that in the session. Evans there in 10th, Elliot in 11th, Black Panther in 12th, Ruti 13th, Leon in 14th, Noah 15th, and then Justin, Ryan, Moritz, Kyle Scarrett, and Michalitzi. 20 drivers that have set lap times. Micheletti, of course, I think out of the session. Ruti was trying to improve as well. He also spun at the final corner as well. We'll be back, though, after this intermission break from our sponsors, Neverlast Racing. We'll be back. Neverlast Racing? Yeah, Neverlast Racing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. And we are back, everyone. Welcome back to a very overcast Canadian Grand Prix. We're here, of course, for the race with no formation map on. And, of course, from our sponsors, Next Level Racing. Not Neverlast Racing, not NLR, the team that is in this event. They're not sponsoring us, unfortunately. Wish they were. But, of course, we are sponsored by Next Level Racing in the end. 30-second countdown is now on. And, Ivan, I'm going to push you. Has FVR got everything in their power, potentially, to win here tonight with Vincente in first and Karafalidis in fourth? Or is it going to go someone else's way?
I wonder what is this? Did I come here to commentate the race or play truth or dare before the race starts? But I would say Vicente has the pace to do it. Karafalidis, he doesn't seem to have pace, at least if you judge from qualifying. But maybe he didn't went for that one-lap setup. Maybe he can make something out of the race.
All five red lights are on, and it is... Hopefully, eventually, lights out and away we go. And a very good start by Vincente. Axelino gets a good start as well. Good start from McLaren further down. And Lars has had a big snap of oversteer out of turn number 1 there. Axelino leads the way, though. Vincente second. Karafalidis already up the inside, gets third off Gustav. Good move there from Karafalidis. On the sort of medium compound and size, the top 5 at this stage is Keki and Lars now go side by side. Ruti is round in the background, though, for LFR. Lars gets the move done. Doing he's into 7. Keki there in 8th, trying to get the job done. Elliott already gaining a few positions as well for RAC. He's on the sort of soft compound and size early on. Nolly Olaf, of course, the reserve driver for NLR. He's in 9th position, also in a set of soft compound and tires. Black Panther is sent round in the background as well. Coming through the chicane of turns 4 and 5, I think there's an Aston Martin with front wing damage as well. Axelino, though, leads the way from Vincente in second. Karafalidis in third. Great start by Axelino. Got Vincente off the start, and Vincente, unfortunately, caught napping. Karafalidis in third, but the big loser, Lars, losing positions off the start. Nolly Olaf down the inside of Keki.
He makes contact with the Alpine of Ryan.
Yeah, with Lars. I think it was Lars, in fact. Yeah, the Alpine of Lars down in 12th position. He's lost position down in towards the Wall of Champion chicane. Though Jeroen is through and he's into 5th ahead of Gustav coming through there.
Side by side. Noah went through on Lars in the Wall of Champion chicane.
Yeah, Lars coming back at him down into turn 1 though.
I think it's raining. It's like drizzle.
Is it?
I think it is. Going onboard. I think it is. I think I saw some rain.
It is raining on lap 2 out of 35. The earliest bit of rain that I've ever seen. Obviously, drivers on a set of soft compound tyre and on a set of dry compound tyre. Unbelievable. And it seems like, so far, the mediums are working as Gustav tries to go all the way around the outside of Jeroen. Elliott and Keki are side by side as well, coming down the back straight in towards turn 7 and 8. It is Elliott there in 8th, though Keki in 9th. Good job there from him on that sort of soft compound tyres. Obviously thinking that the rain is probably going to fall. Jeroen, by the way, up many positions on a set of hard compound tyre. He obviously feels he is going to be, it's going to be a dry bout of compound as actually Gustav down the inside line. Nearly gets the job done through the hairpin. Jeroen holds on to 5th, though.
Yeah, Gustav once again quite late on the break.
Easy.
We saw what he can do on Hungary.
Goes right around the outside from down the straight. That was easy from Gustav. He's got so much straight line speed. The ET8 man, he's through and he's into 5th position. And now we can finally calm ourselves down as Jeroen taps the back wall there. And there's a spinner in the background that is Noah around through the Wall of Champion chicane. I think he's got caught maybe with somebody else. DRS though was disabled. DRS disabled.
Could we center this lap?
How? I don't know what's going on. Axelino leads the way. Vincente in second. Karafalidis in third. Nobody's came into pit lane yet. It's raining. DRS disabled. But is it going to be one of these situations where it's still dry out on track? The rain doesn't actually affect the track conditions. Or are we going to see everyone bail for sort of inters? If I was them, I'd stick out for a few more laps and see what the weather's doing.
I know they were changing something when it comes to this kind of situation in the race compared to the last year's game. That you can stay a little bit longer on dry tires, but I think we'll see Gerald going into pit soon as Axelino is really trying for traction out of hairpin.
Oh! Elliott out of the wall, just about right on end plate damage, I think, potentially for Elliott. Lars is also spinning in the background there. And shooting them all in. Yeah, they're all in. The track is getting very greasy indeed. Karafalidis, though, stays out. So Karafalidis obviously stays out with Vincente. And the rain is coming down very heavily now indeed. Hopefully you guys can see this on the stream as well. But everyone's in. Set of intermediate compound tyres. Lap forward at 35. the earliest set of intermediates I think I've ever seen on any F1 race.
Yeah, but well, I think there are some quite earlier in real life, I would imagine. But I don't know. As let's see how much time Karafolidis will lose compared to Axelino and the pack, including his teammate.
Yeah, definitely.
There's gonna be a lot of time lost. There's gonna be a lot of time lost. Only in first sector he lost a couple of tenths. Sorry for interrupting you there constantly.
It's okay, it's okay. Karafolidis still leading the way. Yeah, Axelino in second, obviously gaining time. And he keeps it out the wall somehow, coming through turns 7 and 8. My God almighty, he was close to the wall there. Vincente in third, on the back of him. But Karafolidis leads the way, though. Axelino in second, Vincente there in third. Justin and Ollie Olaf are going side by side. Ollie Olaf, I think, made a mistake there, and Justin sweeps him by. He's gained a few positions, as will Elliott down the inside line as well. The AlphaTauri going side by side now with the Williams. Out of the hairpin, Karafolidis, no surprise, into the pit lane. And now running down the straight, Ollie Olaf and Elliott side by side once again. And look at Gustav in behind as well. Losing a couple of positions, obviously, after that spin. And now Gustav right in the slipstream of Elliott and Ollie Olaf, but they're not going to risk it. Into the wall of champion chicane. Is that a tap there from Elliott on the back of Ollie Olaf? There was certainly a tap there from Gustav on the back of Elliott, and now running down the straight in towards turn number 1, side by side, nearly 3 wide in towards turn number 1. Doesn't work though, and I think Gustav's going to be patient, goes all the way around the outside of turn number 2, trying to pull off the Jensen Button sort of move. He's not going to fill enough, and actually Elliott back down the inside of Ollie Olaf is still having a fight for third, into turn 3.
Late and brave, but...
Oh, side by side from the chicane. Hamilton and Vettel didn't manage that, and he does, and Gustav's in the wall. Gustav nearly in the wall, just about kept it out. Stroll and Hartley nearly coming into contact there, of course, in real life. This is mad. Gustav on the back of Ollie Olaf.
Yeah, but I can say that the situation with the weather is really weird. At some points of track, the rain is falling heavily than the others, so it's really interesting to see how this will work.
Gustav's going to get the job done, and Ollie Olaf in towards the hairpin. Should get the job done. He's up the inside line. Ollie Olaf's on the outside line, and Ollie Olaf trying to not be the snowman, of course, from Frozen, which I've just forgot the name of. Olaf, yes, the snowman. Gustav Thurni's into 9th, and Ollie Olaf there down in 10th position. That was not my best pun whatsoever.
We don't speak about it.
It's for kids of a certain age, and if you've ever watched Frozen, you'll know. Vincente, by the way, on the back of Axelino, leader of the drivers' standings against one of the drivers, who, of course, is leading as part of the team standings for FER. Axelino out on top, Vincente in second. Vincente, though, all over the back of the Chilean.
Vicente seemed to really have picked up the pace since the change of conditions from dry to wet, as we have yellow flag in sector 1.
Black Panther, I think, around safety car. Yeah, safety car, I think. Black Panther's, he's lost his front wing. He's through turn number 3 and 4. He's lost his front wing, and the RAC man now down in 20th position. Has got a long way to trail back, and obviously everyone will be staying out on this set of intermediate compound tyres. So safety car early on, lap 6 out of 35. Axelino leads the way, Vincente in second. Lattis there in third. And finally, I think because of how much is going on in this race, finally we get some sort of break in proceedings, which I think is good for me, good for you, I think good for everyone else that's watching.
Yeah, and I can certainly rest my voice a little bit, but yeah, it can also be good for drivers to settle down a little bit, maybe to hydrate during these 3 laps of safety car, if they have bottled water or something near, or something to drink near them. But yeah, safety car lap 10 out of 35. Then this race has then got another plot twist.
It has got another plot twist, and of course an unwritten script is going to be rewritten, of course, tonight here in Canada. There's actually no one on top, Vincenzo in second, Lattice there in third. Speaking of bottles of water, by the way, I have got a half a bottle of water right next to me, still keeping me refreshed and entertained as we go through, and hopefully my voice is going to last. I don't think it is, but hopefully it's going to last. Oh yeah, Vincenzo has disconnected. Vincenzo is disconnected. Are you able to send him an invite potentially? Or will he get a... Oh, he might have another one, so it might be okay. If he can't, then I might drop him a quick invite if I can. Disaster, though, for the Chilean. Down in second position, maybe connection problems interfering with them. And I know certainly we saw that from Leon early on and Jeroen, who left the session in qualifying. But so far... Axelino leading the way, Vincenzo in second, Lattice there in third, as obviously Vincenzo now in second has just redrawn, which is really good. Probably got an invite there from Carol Felidas potentially, or from one of the other drivers, which is good. Axelino leading the way, Vincenzo second, Lattice in third, still in the safety car. I think we're going to be in the safety car, potentially for another lap as Black Panther is on the back, running around the outside of the hairpin at turn number 11 on the run down, of course, into the Waller Championship game. But actually, you know what, on top, Vincenzo second, Lattice in third. In terms of early position gains, by the way, quite a lot of position gains. Justin, for GSP, 9 positions gained. Unbelievable.
Yeah, really used the carnage in front of, in this race. Until this point, as safety car is going really slowly in the turns 5 and 6. Actually, nearly went to the back of it. Hopefully, we'll avoid some kind of do stuff. As I think safety car could go in around this or next lap.
Yeah, it all depends on Black Panther's pace, obviously, out on track. He's obviously lost 8 possessions off the start as well. Lars has lost 11. Gustav's lost 6, of course. He qualified in third. And, obviously, our leader, Vincenzo, who was on pole position, of course, down there in second at this moment in time. And he has rejoined the session, I believe, as well. Safety car should be in this lap. Oh, perfect. Safety car is in this lap. And actually, there's now the virtual Bert Marlander. He's now the virtual safety car. And once again, he's now going to try and control the pace out in front. But if it's anything like before the safety car came out, Vincenzo was hounding on the back of him. Are we going to see more of the same as Axelino already goes?
Yeah, caught everyone napping. He already saw that Vincenzo has pace, and he's quicker than him in this kind of conditions. So he tried to beat him on the tactics during the safety car restart, and that really paid out for him, at least for now, as he almost made a second of a gap to the FVR man in second place.
Yeah, really impressive start so far from Axelino. Vincenzo there in second, Lattice there in third. We saw Gustav going down the inside line there of Elliot as well. He is through and he's in to 8th position, I should say, ahead of Elliot there in 9th. Kyle Scarrett has just got ahead of Black Panther as well. They're having a bit of a side-by-side battle further down the field, so Black Panther still in that wooden spoon position of 20th. As Ruti, I think, has made a mistake further down the field. He's lost control of the car, nearly on the back of Lars there, and of course Lars has absolutely gone past him. Ruti there down in 16th. Now all of a sudden he hates these intermediate conditions, does Ruti. Normally in TML he was spinning in the intermediate conditions as well. But Axelino leads the way, Vincenzo second, Lattice in third, about to go on to lap 10 out of 35, pretty much towards the 2/5 distance here as Micheletti tries to sneak up the inside of Ryan, the QRT man against the FRL man. These guys have got no love lost between them, and now the Alfa Romeo on the battery with 80% of battery to use up, obviously on the back of Ryan. Ryan, using up his battery to defend, holds away from him, and Ryan will hold 12th position as I think Leon is still also on Ruti.
Yeah, I just want to point that out as Evans is closing in on Elliot, who is again really close to Gustav.
Yeah, it's looking so far so good, I've got to say, from the guys out on track. I am, by the way, because it has been a little bit of a stable stream now, I have just upped the bit rate slightly, so if there is any more little bit of issues, then I will turn it back down, but I've just turned it up by 50 megabytes, which is quite good. So hopefully you're getting a clearer picture of Maritz and Lars now battling, coming through the chicane of turn 6 and 7, or through 5 and 6 even, and towards 6 and 7. And Lars on the back of Maritz, going to try and go around the outside of turn 7. Yeah, gets the job done. So Maritz through and down in 15th position. Lars now in 14th. They're all fighting the car, and Ruty's on the back of Leon as a result. On the run up towards the hairpin. I don't think, though, he's going to get the move done. Speaking of moves done, though, down the inside. What a move that is by Leon. Absolutely sent it down the inside. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Now Lars is under pressure. Ruty and Maritz are side by side. Yeah, Maritz overtaken, and Axelino leads the way in Vincente. I think you were mentioning that 3-second penalty.
Yeah, 3-second penalty, but Axelino's tactics obviously backfired as Vincente is once again hounding the back of F and a large driver.
Oh, you've got to say the pace is. You've got to say the pace is with Vincente, I think, at this moment in time.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe he's running slightly lower tire pressures. Maybe it's the setup difference that makes that difference in pace. As Axelino built the gap in early stages after the restart, and then Vincente just ate into his lead.
I mean, it's exactly what we saw underneath the safety car before the safety car actually came out. Vincente was on the back of Axelino, hounding him completely, and the FVR man in second position, doing a very good job. Axelino obviously there in first, and Vincente, if I was him, I'd maybe think of about getting past sooner rather than later, because if I want to try and hang around, I'd want to try and get the move done.
He could try now, right, as you speak. Sorry for interrupting there. He could try now, I think.
Down into turn 1, I'm thinking.
Either that or next lap around hairpin.
I think it might be turn 1, coming out the final corner on the run toward the line. Axelino leads the way, Vincente closing in. FER man, not going to be close enough though, as Justin, I think, is going to be close enough on the back of Keki down in towards turn number 1. Doesn't get the move done though, and Justin hangs on in that position, and Ryan and Leon were side by side coming out the wall of champion chicane, and Leon now, Virtual Insanity Racing, hopefully not going to go for an insane move down the inside, the bang wheel slightly. Leon is so late on the brakes though, gets the job done. Not sure what setup he's running, it's working no matter what. 2 great moves from Leon, through and he's into 14th.
Yeah, Leon really stepping up in last couple of laps. As Mikulic is close to Oli Olaf as well. So he's just in at the back of Keke.
Oh, Lars is actually running the back of Mikulic, and that is beautiful. Lars through, he's into 12th. Easy as you like, and Mikulic sideways, completely out of turn number 5. It looks like he was actually Tokyo drifting in a Formula 1 car there. So Mikulic down into 13th. Might be unlucky for some. He is, though, I think, losing pace. And has he hit the wall somewhere is what I'm thinking, because I think he might have left side end plate damage on the car. I don't know,
as once again Vincente is closing on Axelino out of final corner. But
not anymore.
Is wide. Yeah, really poor exit.
Yeah, really poor exit. You caught me having a drink there. Axelino leads the way, Vincente in second, Lattis there in third. Oli Olaf has just picked up a 3-second penalty as well. Not surprised, actually, that we've only seen a couple of, or a handful of drivers so far picking up a 3-second penalty. That will obviously change as Ruty's going to try and change position down the inside of Ryan in towards turn number 1. Oh, that was a bit forceful there from the LFR man. Ryan, if he's still sticking on the inside line there, he's got to think about getting the move retaken. And Ruty is through.
Through turns 6 and 7. So he really had a big moment, but Vincente wasn't close enough to use that into his advantage.
Yeah, he's 33% ERS compared to Axelino. Axelino obviously making mistakes. Speaking of mistakes, Black Panther out of the race. And that might be it's a VSC. It's a virtual safety car out on track. Oh no, actually the full safety car's now out. And the leaders are actually at a stop. At a standstill coming through the hairpin. Axelino leads the way. Vincente in second. Lattis is stopped out on track completely. They're having to stick to a delta time. And the delta is obviously about 5 or 6 seconds, maybe inferior to where they're supposed to be. And that's why everyone just slowed down all of a sudden. And luckily for them, they've got back going again. But come on, we need to have a better safety car tradition than that. Because I think Vincente on the back of Axelino is trying to say to him, come on, you're not sticking to your delta time anymore. Let's go and catch this safety car so we can get back racing.
Yeah, but that's hairpin, and the beginning of the straight became the most expensive parking lot for a second of F1 cars.
I've never seen that, honestly. I've seen people obviously complain about it at other league races. I've never seen that on a commentary before, so that was quite hilarious from my perspective. Maritta's into the pit lane as well, and no front wing change on the car, so it's obviously 4 fresh set of intermediate compound of tyres. Jab there, by the way, in the comment section. Jeroen Evans, he is supporting there, and Kermit, of course, back racing very soon indeed. Actually, no out on top from Vincente in second. Last in third. Sorry if we lost you there slightly, everyone. Jeroen there in fourth. Carafalides there in fifth. It is the absolute pain of having an iPad on Wi-Fi right next to a laptop on Wi-Fi right next to a PS4 on a wireless adapter. That is my setup. That's the best I can cope with at this stage. So if we are experiencing a little bit intermittent issues, I apologise. There's nothing really I can do about it though. At least it's not as bad as what it was last week though. But actually, no out on top. Vincente second. Lattis in third, and of course, laps out on track, and obviously we're going to get.
Nah, I was using this time under safety car to watch the scores of Champions League games. At least some of them.
Barcelona's not winning, are they?
They are winning against Victoria Pilsen. Come on, mate. Come on, James. If they will lose, I think I will. I don't know. I will be ashamed to go to school tomorrow. No, I wouldn't. But
Elliot's gone for full silhouettes. Elliot has gone for full silhouettes. Another wonder. Look at the rain now. Out on track, coming out of the pit lane.
It's longer. It's longer.
Elliot out of the pit lane. It's raining a lot heavier, but is it affecting the track from full silhouettes? He's obviously being told by Mark, as it now is, not Jeff. Elliot has been told, I think, by his Mark, or his engineer at least, to come in, full silhouette compounded tyres, because they obviously think that the rain is going to get spun, and Vincente has spun underneath the safety car. Vincente has spun under the safety car. And he's facing the wrong way. Oh, it's an absolute disaster. Vincente round. And he has to do a J-turn, coming out of turn number 6. This is so painful. He's still going around. And now he gets back going. And that has taken 20 seconds to do a full J-turn around a track like Canada. Vincente, 18th position.
Look at it right now. It's spitting now. It's definitely spitting. Elliot might pull a pro game, what's called a pro gamer move around here right now. Because which in the spring and the traction, even during the safety car, that could mean that this really is.
It's the bit rate again, because we are having a few intermittent issues. Axelino, though, about to say go, and he does say go. Out of the final corner of the wall of champion Chicane. Lattis right on the back of him. Vincente, though, right down the back of the field now in 18th, and there's also a Haas Ruti into the pits.
Elliot already having overtaking Kyle Scarrett right at the exit of the wall of champion Chicane. Contact between Leon and Noah and Ryan. Elliot using the disadvantage.
Oh no!
I think Elliot got it.
How on earth the Aston Martin got out of that, I do not know. No on the inside line, just escaped down the escape road, basically. Sorry, it was that Ryan that escaped down the escape road, and Noah's just absolutely blast past him. But Elliot on the back of Leon. Is this the full set of wets coming into play? Potentially so. At this stage of the race, the Alfa Romeo's going slow. Micheletti in front as well. And look at this, Elliot on the back. Is going to thread the yard of needle through the middle, down the back straight, down into turn 7. Job done. Elliot's on the quicker tyre. And Leon dives it down the inside line, and that's never going to work, unfortunately, for Leon. And it's like literally watching touring cars at about 50 miles an hour on a full wet track.
Yeah, guys on the other side, like, maybe I'll get copyright infringement from you. They're like Bambi on the ice at the moment.
They are. Jeroen's on the back of Lattis, by the way, down in towards turn 13 and 14. And he doesn't get the job done. Lattis has gone too deep. Lattis has gone way too deep, and this is going to get Jeroen into second, I think. The relentless man through, and he's into second position. Nearly in the wall. Nearly in the wall from Jeroen. How on earth he saved that, I do not know. And he's got the position, but he goes straight on. Jeroen goes straight on through turn number 1. He's defending the position for his life. Somehow he's second.
Carefully spitted solid Vicente. So this is going into Elliot's hands as no one else pitted.
Elliot has pulled an absolute blinder.
Yellow flag. Somebody coming in there.
Oh, Cavaliers!
Blocking the pit lane.
Block the pits on the exit. On the exit of the pit lane, they were going so slow, they've been disqualified. Black Panther's out, Maritza's out as well. Oh, sorry, Black Panther's already out, but Maritza's out as well. What on earth has happened there? What on earth has happened there?
I don't know, but Leon is now close to the Ruti. And Elliot really
Gustav in the back. Gustav in the back, and Elliot tries to sneak it up the inside line, and this is literally watching Bambi on ice, as you say. Gustav all out of shape as well, coming out of turn number 12. I don't know what's going on in this race anymore. Elliot on the back of Keck, he's going to try and get the job done. These guys on the set of inters, I think, are hoping for the set of inters. As Elliot down the inside line, should get the job done on the brakes. He does, and that just proved his full ton of wrecks.
Guys ahead are staying out still. I don't know why are they not pitting? They're just risking their race.
The rain will ease. The rain will ease. Lars is down the inside line of Evans in towards turn number 1 as well. Gets the job done. He's through and he's into 8th. And I think Vincente and Ruti are going side by side as well. And Vincente actually has to recover across the skateboard. He's got left side end plate damage on the car. And Ruti maybe has just forced himself into the pit lane there as a result. Maybe of a little bit of contact. But finally, we've calmed down. Absolutely. Oh, down the inside. Around the outside of turn 6 and 7.
He's got his.
Yeah, he's got him. Thurney's into 4th. Axelino leads the way. Jeroen in 2nd. Lasses in 3rd. Elliot in 4th. These guys in the set of inters are only staying out because of one thing and one thing only, Ivan. And that is because it's going to stop raining, I would say, in the next 6 or 7 laps.
But Elliot, if Elliot keeps his pace at this rate as he dives down the inside of Lattas into hairpin, if he keeps pace at this rate, he could already take the lead and have a pit stop to switch to the inters or slicks or whatever the conditions will be like. Looking at his pace at the moment. So that's why I'm surprised the guys are not pitting ahead. Guys ahead are not pitting. It's like suicide at this point.
Yeah, it is a bit. The rain is still coming down, obviously quite heavy, but Canada, as proven in 2011, is a quick track to dry out. And obviously, if we are expecting that to dry out, we should be expecting it to dry out very soon indeed. Gustav all the way into the pit, Ryan into the pit lane as well. Not surprised, Ollie Olaf as well, and Kyle Scarrett having a battle down towards turn number 1. Not quite close enough, but look at Elliot on the back of Jeroen already. All over the back, should get the job done towards turn number 5 here, down the inside line. Like taking candy from a baby, and he's going to get Axelino down towards 6 and 7.
Yeah, straight away, even before braking zone, I would say.
And Elliot now leads the Canadian Grand Prix. The first French run, and he goes deep! He goes deep, though! He just about gets the car stopped. Axelino, very fortunate not to make any contact, and Elliot now beginning to slide.
Yeah, as I think he did a little bit of a lock-up. As Jeroen is really close to Axelino right now.
Honestly, if I was in Elliot's shoes right now, I'd be pushing at about 50%. Because I know I've got the pace over Axelino and Jeroen. I'd be pushing at 50%, and he can just idle away from them. He's gained 2.5 seconds over the last lap or so. Unbelievable pace, and Justin on the back of Lattas. Thought he was going to go for the move. He doesn't. Lattas, though, bailed into the pits.
Yeah, will he go for another set of inters, possibly? Cool to see that.
Yeah, rain has eased off, though. Rain has eased off. On its full set of wets. Full set of wets. Full set of wet compound tyres for Lattas, and he's there, I think, coming out of the pit lane. Maybe side by side with his teammate? I think he might be, you know.
Oh, it could be fireworks if we go to qualifying.
Oh, Lattas is around the outside of Gustav, coming out the pit lane. And he's ahead of him, I think. Yeah, he is. Lattas is ahead and actually going for the move already on Kyle Scarrett down the inside line. Carl's going offline. Job done. Latter's through. Gustav's through. And Kyle Scarrett's just been made to look like an absolute mug.
Yeah, so 2ET guys are fighting.
And Noah.
In the back of Oli Olaf.
Noah down the inside line of Kyle Scarrett.
Look at the gap Elliot pulled out. Look at the gap Elliot pulled out already. Look at the difference.
Yeah, 4.5 seconds easily. Latter's down the inside line as well. Ollie Olaf. Oh, just about gets the car stop. Ollie Olaf falls across, and now Gustav all of a sudden falls to the wet compounded tyres. ETA are carving their way through the field. ETA Gustav. Throonies into 10th. Latter's down into 11th. Ollie Olaf's lost 3 positions for the price of 1. And in fact, actually tries to get 1 back down the hairpin. But Noah's round the outside and gets the job done. And Elliot now leads by 5 seconds on a very...
Leon now. Gustav dropping to the field, dropping like a stone through the field at the moment.
Oh, Elliot leads the way. Axelino in second. Jeroen in third. Gustav's picked up a penalty. Yeah, 3 seconds for Gustav. Picking up a penalty. Lars on the back of Keki. Keki on the back of Justin. They're all squirming away, and they've got Vincente right on the back of them. You don't want an FBR man on the back of this.
You know what an FBR man on the back of you.
Oh, easy.
No matter this kind of race.
Well, that is one. He's already absolutely sailed past Evans. Here comes 2 in Lars.
Here comes Lars.
Here comes 3 in Keki as well. He's sideways. There we go. There's 2. There's 3. And then Justin will be up into the hairpin. There's 4.
Maybe on before hairpin. Maybe right on the exit. As someone goes deep there. That's
Keki. Yeah, it is indeed Keki.
I think the fact I said that Elliot, if he continues at this pace, he could already have a free pit stop to Axelino and pack behind. Yeah. I think that could become a reality.
Just gonna say this now, Vincente is 14 seconds behind him already, and that is pretty much nearly a full 3 pit stop for him. Vincente on the back of Justin though, I don't think is gonna risk this in toward the World Champion chicane. Through the final corners. Rain is stopping though, I think, out on track. Rain has got a lot easier now out on track. Vincente now, down towards turn number 1.
First time penalty.
He gets the job done. Vincente Throonies into 4th.
Still Wets are faster. Wets are faster at this point still.
Wets are faster, but for how long? Is my prediction, by the way, I did say this I think on lap 18, is my prediction of the rain stopping in 6 or 7 laps actually going to come true?
6 or 7. Well, if it does, oh, yellow flag. Someone's.
Ollie Olaf.
Richard. Yep.
Elliot though leads the way. 10 seconds now the gap over Axelino. Vincente though was catching quick. He's on much fresher wets at this stage. They're not going to go that far more into the race, I don't think, with the rain easing. 12.4 seconds. Was 14 seconds last lap around. And Elliot leads the way. Axelino in second. Jeroen in third. And I think we've got...
Once again, or slicks maybe. Because the rain stopped and Truck, as you said, Circuit de Villeneuve in Canada is famous for drying out quickly.
Yeah, definitely so. Have anybody heard any background noise, by the way? I think we've got thunder and lightning here, potentially, in the northeast of England. So hopefully it's going to be all okay. I'm in the house, which is good. Elliot leads the way, Axelino second, Jeroen in third, Vincente in fourth. But if the stream does go off, unfortunately, because we've got adverse weather in the neighbourhood, unfortunately, Vincente though on the back of Jeroen, out of turn number 1, trying to get the job done through 2, through 3, should be job done, and yes, he does. But I've got to be honest, Inters are now beginning to look a lot clearer in terms of their tyres, and I think Inters are actually going to start coming back into play soon.
Holy! Oh, bro. Sorry for that house noise, I forgot to mute myself.
Vincente on the back of Axelino is going to get the job done for second, and should be job done. Has to use up a bit of battery to do so, but he got the job done, he's through, and he's into that second position. And yes, we do have a bit of adverse weather. Very heavy rain here currently in the north of England, which is hopefully okay. Has stabilised the stream at least, which is good. Elliot leads the way, Vincente second, Axelino there in third. But if anything does happen to the stream, you know why. Gustav on the back of Lars as well. Should be looking to get the job done, but now, still, wet compound tyres are in play. Rain is still falling, but very, very light, and the more the rain falls at this light intensity, the more likely it will be, potentially, for these Inters to come back into play, and especially those guys on a fresh set of Inters, which is absolutely nobody, because they're all on a 19-lap intermediate compound tyre. Gustav on the back of Lars, on the run down in towards turn 1. There should be a job done for Gustav to the inside line. The ETA man absolutely sails on by. Weta clearly the quicker tyre, and Gustav through needs into second is recovering very well.
Leon in pits. Could we switch to Inters once again?
Yes.
Indeed.
Fresh set of Inters. So I wonder if VIR are actually listening to the stream and listening to my weather forecast, potentially, in terms of the racing out on track and in real life as well. But Leon out of the pit lane, fresh set of Inters. I have a feeling it's too early, because I'm looking at Vincente, and Vincente has closed the gap to Elliott by a second. That is the level of difference between a driver like Elliott and a driver like Vincente in this full set of wet compound tyres. And if Elliott's not careful, Vincente, potentially, if the rain is still falling, and in fact, actually, I'm just going to look in, yeah, the rain is still falling, Vincente there in second, I have a feeling he's going to catch sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he's gaining quite lots of time. And the fact that his full wet tires are only 2 laps fresher than the ones of the Elliott's car. That is really huge difference.
Yeah, it really is indeed. Elliott leading the way, Vincente in second, 10.4 seconds now. The gap is still 2 seconds in the space of 2 laps. Gustav all the way through, and Justin down in towards turn number 1 as well. Gets the job done. Jeroen on the back of Axelino as well. Noah, by the way, VIR, clearly feeling that it's now Inters. Is it though? Where is Leon? Is he been catching this lap around? I haven't really been focusing on him. Have a look.
He is catching now. He is gaining all the time, I think.
He's coming out ahead of his teammates. That just comes to show Leon is catching 4.6 seconds. Still 4.6. Still 4.6. Oh, it's crossover period, I think.
Yeah, as Leon goes really wide into turn 3 and 4.
And now he's side by side with his teammate coming through for turn 5. And Noah and Leon just about hang on. 13th and 14th. They swap positions. Obviously, colder tyres. The rain, by the way, still... Is it falling? I think it is. Yeah, it is still falling.
I don't see. Yeah, if it's falling, it's light drizzle.
Yeah,
it's like at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, it is light drizzle indeed. Less can be said, though, for the north of England. Here in real life, it is absolutely chucking it down, because I can hear it over the back with a bit of thunder. A thunderstorm basically above me right now. But Elliott leads the way. Vincente second, and yeah, you're right. Gustav in the pits. So Gustav into the pit lane. ET8 man in 10th. Now down to 11th. He'll be ahead of Ruti coming out the pit lane, I think, here. On the run towards the pit lane exit. There he goes. Ruti's behind him. Yep, Gustav's going to come out the pit lane just in front, I think. Yeah, easy. Gustav ahead of Ruti coming out the pit lane. That is crucial. He can get those tyres up to temperature. And now he can think about trying to close on the rest of the guys in front of him. Mikuliti, Keki, Evans, not so much. Lattis, though, for ET8, his other teammate. Essentially so. And actually, Lattis, they're in 7th position, doing a good job. He's on that full set of wet still. Elliott leading the way. 9.2 seconds the gap over Vincente. Axelino, though, has only lost 5 tenths per second in the last 2 laps. The Inters are coming back into play.
Yeah, they are, but now it's an advantage to the guys like Gustav, Noah, and Leon who are on fresh Inters. As Elliott pits, Elliott goes into the pits.
Vincente stays out, though. Vincente stays out, and he knew he had the pace over Elliott. This is now going to be absolutely crucial for the rest of this race. Vincente now leads the way.
To the end.
Elliott in. Oh, I tell you what, Elliott is coming out the pit lane here in deep trouble. Justin's going to be ahead of him coming out the pit lane, I think, here. There is Justin on the pit lane exit. Oh, I think he's just going to get ahead of me side by side. Elliott out of the pit lane. He's going to be on cold tyres. I think he might just have this one. And he does. Elliott through and he's into 4th. I thought he was going to be stuck behind Justin Lars. I thought that would have been game over. But he's not. Will those Inters, though, come into play? It doesn't look like so far they are. It's like crossover period still. Actually, saying that, no,
Yeah,
he's gained
but,
2 tenths. No, it's Inters, definitely.
Yeah. Things are really changing. Things at Canada are really changing quickly when it comes to winter conditions, at least on this track.
That 20...
I still remember that famous race from 11 years ago.
Is it 11 years ago? I've really aged since then. I can remember that off the back of my hand. Watching it on BBC F1, David Coulthard and Martin Brundle were doing the commentary.
Martin Brundle, yeah, they'd call him Martin Brundle in the commentary, I think, yeah?
It was indeed. Yeah, they had the BBC F1 had broadcasting rights back then. Unfortunately, he was their penultimate year before obviously it got given over to Sky, and Sky actually making sure, if nobody knew this, it's 10 years since Formula 1 was on Sky Sports F1. Gotta feel old.
Really, yeah. When when Jensen Button won that race 11 years ago, I just finished my first school year, the grade of primary school, and now I'm just in last year of secondary school, of high school. Time goes by really quickly.
It does go by really quickly indeed, as does this race. It's lap 28 out of 35, lap 29 about to begin. Vincente leads the way, Axelino in second. To be honest, Axelino has done a very, very good job. Elliott, though, has only gained a second on the back of your own. These fresh Inters are not really the tyre to be on, I don't think. Your own now on the back of Axelino, coming down the straight, not going to get the job done. Has Elliott now...
No.
He has to. He has to. And honestly, I think as far as he goes on, he'd be hoping that the rain will keep on going at this intensity. Because if it is, it still might be over crossover period towards the end of the race. Elliott is not really catching your own and Axelino, and they're embroiled in a battle for second. Elliott's not having this his own way. Vincente, at this moment in time, in pole position, quite literally, maybe to take this race win. Because Elliott, at the minute, needs up his pace. He does.
He has the time penalty, and Axelino is really on the edge of it.
But Axelino's holding up your own. Your own hasn't forced the move on Axelino. And if I was serious, if I was one of the relentless team manager, if I was Jav at this stage, I'd be saying to your own, right, pressurise him. You've got a 3-second penalty, pressurise him. Axelino there in second is holding them up. And Vincente is getting away. Elliott is catching, but Vincente is getting away from this pack. And now Elliott joins on the pack. This is big trouble because he's going to be stuck in dirty air for the next few laps or so. He has got to up his pace, and he's got to up his pace big time.
Yeah, as Axelino went in within 3 seconds.
It's going to be another twist in the tail, though, because the rain looks like it is easy now on track. Still not over and done with.
Yeah, look at the gap.
Look at the gap.
It's falling like quicker.
Vincente now on that full sort of wet. It's very, very hot now, and the wets are going to be overheating. Axelino on your own. That's why they are catching. 2.4 seconds now. 2.3 on the exit of turn number 3. This is not over and done with. Elliott could still win this, even though he's in 4th at the minute. He could still win this. Basically, if he passes Axelino. If he doesn't pass Axelino, that's it. But in the end, Elliott doesn't look like he's got enough pace for these guys. And Axelino and Giron now coming back online. And Vincente's tyres are completely done. 1.6 seconds. Vincente has tried to hold out. He's not. It's too hot now for the full wet. It is nearly too cold for the Inters. And Axelino and Giron are catching. Elliott catching as well. Where is this race going to go with 4.5 laps to go? As Ryan's in for a set of softs.
Yeah, so we could see slicks until the end. Let's see the pace of QRT man. Oh, never mind. He slid up on the pit exit on the grass. So there's clearly still a bit of water in the turn 1, but look at the gap. Look at the gap between Vicente and Axelino. Vicente had a moment.
Vincente, yeah. Oh, this race is just... Justin's not out of this. Lars not out of this either. It could be a 6-way fight for the race win here. In Canada with 4.5 laps to go. The rain's still falling at a very light intensity. Vincente leads the way, but for how long? Because Axelino and Jeroen all of a sudden on a lap, and this time it's going to be through the exit of turn number 5, round the outside from Axelino, gets the job done, and look at this, it opens up a whole can of worms because Vincente now is down into second, down into third, and he nearly makes contact with Elliott, just about keeps it out. Justin's hit the back of him as well.
Now, next.
Oh,
Vicente, I think he could maybe get a puncture. He needs to watch out to not get a puncture in this.
He needs to come in. He needs to come in, and do you know what? If I was him, I'd come in for a set of dries. Because I think the rain has just stopped. Jeroen on the back of Axelino, though, attacking him into the hairpin for the race lead. The rain has stopped now out on track. In Canada, Jeroen leads the way, Axelino in second, but they're side by side coming out the hairpin, down into the wall of champion chicane. It's who wants it most on the final 3.5 laps here in Canada. Axelino leads the way, Jeroen in second, Elliott there in third, Justin there in fourth, and Axelino bails into the pits.
Axelino and Elliott.
And Jeroen's picking
time penalty.
Yeah, Jeroen with a time penalty. Vincente's stayed out. Axelino, Elliott in. Elliott's into the pit lane. Set of softs. This is mad. Jeroen and Lars. Jeroen, if he stays out, has just won this, I think. This is unbelievable. Jeroen leads the way. Lars in second.
I think we are just seeing the recreation of virtual recreation of that race 11 years ago here.
Axelino potentially could still win this. The gap is, put this down in your diaries.
15.8.
16.1, 16.2. In fact, the gap is increasing. They're on a set of soft compounded tires, but once they get going, they're going to be maybe 4 or 5 seconds quicker by the end of this race. And there's a crash. I think it's Ruti and Kyle Scarrett, I think, or was it Ollie Olaf? They're in the pit lane, anyways, coming out. Jeroen leads the way. Lars in second.
But, let's just look at the gap. 16.3.
It's going out. The gap is going out slightly between Keke and Axelino. They've absolutely shot the bolt here. Jeroen leads the way. He's got no battery. Lars in second, no battery. Vincente in third, no battery. And Jeroen's in the pits.
The stocks are fired up now. Stocks are fired up now.
Jeroen is in the pits.
Everyone's practically in the pits. Vincente in the pits.
It's not DRS enabled though. Gustav now leads the way.
Look at the truck, it's completely dry at the on the start-finish straight.
Oh, and Jeroen is going to come out behind. There's Axelino coming past him. Noah's just crashed through the hairpin. Is that a late safety car? I don't think it is. It's too late, I think. DRS enabled.
DRS enabled.
Oh my god. Lap 33 out of 35.
Gustav will lose quite a lot of time here.
He is, but he's got track advantage. It's 6.4 seconds, 6.3, 6.2. Axelino just gained slightly. He loses the time actually on the exit slightly there. But Gustav leads the way. Axelino in second. Gustav has only got 2.5 laps to manage. Is Axelino going to catch 6.3 seconds in 2.5 laps time? Honestly, I doubt it.
I think he will.
I think he will. If he catches basically 2.5 seconds next lap around, he's going to be game on for the race win. But if not, Gustav has pulled an absolute blinder here.
Gustav has the time penalties as well. 6 seconds.
6 seconds? Oh, well, if it's 6 seconds, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, 6 seconds. And Jeroen's got 6 seconds as well. Justin, by the way, is on the back of Elliott down in towards turn number 1. The GSP man I thought was going to send it late on the RAC man. Doesn't get the job done. 5.9 seconds, 5.8. Gustav still holding the lead. He wants it.
0.6.
Gustav, honestly, out on track will be desperately wanting to hold on for this race win because it'll just give a lot of satisfaction. Unfortunately, in terms of the penalties, it's not going to happen. But he may as well do something about it and try and go for this race win out on track because he's driven, I've got to say, driver of the day performance. Considering he spun in the first 3 laps of the race, he's now in the lead of the race with 1.5 laps to go. This has been an absolute mad Canadian Grand Prix.
I will say either Axelino or Elliott as the drivers of the day.
Maybe so. You're on. Oh, just nearly into the back of Elliott, into the hairpin. Oh, Justin nearly into the back of Elliott, into the hairpin. Goodness me. Gustav leads the way. Axelino in second. Jeroen in third. My heart can't take any more. 4.3 kilometres left here in Canada. Gustav leads the way. Axelino in second. Yerona was right on the back, and they're gonna have, of course, DRS this lap around, and also the previous laps around as well. Justin on the outside line of Elliott in towards turn number 1. McLaren around the outside gets the job done. He's soon into 4th.
As now Lars is fighting with Elliott.
He is. Yeah, Lars right on the back of Elliott. Elliott still, though, with the penalties, I think is going to come out on top in terms of that battle. Final 3.5 kilometres of this race left. Gustav leads the way. If it wasn't for those penalties, he's pulled an absolute blinder. 3.6 seconds the gap. I was warning everyone that he might not catch, and he hasn't. He just simply they can't catch him. He's got so much track position. Axelino in second, Yerone in third. Into the hairpin for the final time for the battle for second. Yerone thought he was going to send it on the brakes, actually into the hairpin. He doesn't. Mercedes, though, on the back of Axelino. Gustav has pulled an absolute blinder. He might look into getting that 6-second penalty removed if he can. If I was him, I probably would. But Yerone on the back of Axelino, running down the straight, gaining all the time. Into the wall of Champion Chicane. The sun is now out on the final lap of the race, and Yerone down the inside line on Axelino. Gets second position off the line. Brilliant stuff. Gustav, though, to the line, wins in Canada, but on the penalties, Axelino, the driver's leader in the championship standings, takes the win here as Vincente sets the new fastest lap of the race. Can we just say, though, GSP Justin in second, Elliott there in third, Gustav is somehow 4th at the end of that, even with the penalties. Mad race. Axelino deserves that race win. Justin and Elliott, their strategy call was blinding. Brilliant strategy call, and that's why they deserve second and third, and that's why maybe they deserve drive of the day as well.
Yeah, indeed, I will say Justin, either Elliott, also Axelino, as the driver of the day candidates. Axelino also made that strategy call, like, what was it, 5 laps to go or something, to switch on the slicks. But also Justin, even before the carnage kicked in, even before the conditions changed, he showed a really good pace in inters and good race awareness. Used the carnage to use that to use his awareness really well to get through the pack during this race, which was completely carnage at some point. So I would say Justin as the driver of the day.
Completely carnage, but I've got to say, that was probably the best race I think I've ever commentated on around Canada. That was insane in terms of the drama, in terms of the pushing levels. GG though to all of the guys who finished in the top 3 in the end. It's Axelino for Neverlast Racing, not our sponsors, of course, in Next Level Racing. It is, of course, Neverlast Racing. Axelino, who takes the top step of the podium here. Second position, of course, going to Justin, pulling off a blinding strategy for the GSP team. And in third, RAC Elliott. Again, that strategy call was bold. It was near to perfection as well from him. Picked up no penalties. Deserved Drive of the Day awarded by the in-game fans as well. Was that Canada 2011 all over again? Axelino out on top. Justin 16th on the grid. He should have really got Drive of the Day, I think, by the in-game fans. Justin there in second. Elliott there in third. Gustav there in fourth. Lars in fifth. Yerone in sixth. Vincente, by the way, sets the new fastest lap of the race, and that was just different parity in terms of his fastest lap, a 1:11.7 compared to Axelino on a 13.1 at the end of the race there. Evans there in 8th. Keki in 9th, Lattis ran off the top 10, Mikulitzi in 11th, Leon in 12th, Ruti 13th, Kyle Scarrett 14th, Ryan in 15th, Ollie Olaf there in 16th, the reserve of course for NLR, Noah crashing out late on in the race in 17th, and then Black Panther, Maritz and Karafalidis. Unfortunately for Maritz and Karafalidis, if they didn't get disqualified, they'll probably get looked into that, to be honest. But Axelino out on top, Justin in second, Elliott in third, and I'm just going to ask the question once again, Ivan, was that 2011 all over again?
Well, 11 years later, I will say yes, virtual recreation of it at least. But yeah, Canada always gives the good races, no matter is it esports or in real life F1. It's always the races around here are always full of action, drama, controversy. everyone remembers 2020 esports incident between Jarno Uppmyr and David Tonitsa, and also 2011 in real life one. So yeah, Canada delivered once again.
Canada did indeed deliver once again. And thank goodness we have a 2 weeks break after this, because we definitely need it after that one. Canada, of course, round 3 done. There is the calendar, by the way. That's the best I could get it in the calendar that I had saved. But Belgium, round 4, at the historic Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, of course, added to the 2023 F1 calendar as well. Classic F1 track, Ivan. What can we expect going into Belgium? Are we going to see more chaos?
I will think so, yes. But yeah, lots of overtakes, mostly on the braking to the bus stop chicane and on Keppel Straight. Qualifying won't be that much important around there. Also, we could see plays with the slipstream once again in the Keppel Straight and potentially on Blanchimon. And George will look to avoid some curbs that can kill you, although they're less lethal than last year. Where if you touch any of those curbs last year, you will go into shadow realm. They're more forgivable on this year's game, but still, you don't want to be too much greedy. And yeah, I cannot wait to for the race there. Hopefully, I will be able to commentate it. As it's one of my favorite tracks in the F1 calendar. But my favorite track, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to be here next week, I'm just going to put myself through a whole lot of pain for everyone, like I've done here tonight. That was absolutely unbelievable, I think, in terms of the racing, in terms of the drama perspective. As I said, unwritten script. Every single time we come here in Formula 1, in EML Premier 1, all the scripts are unwritten, and we have just written maybe the story of the season so far in terms of EML Premier. I really hope you did enjoy that one. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Of course, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. And of course, in the next 2 weeks, in fact, we're going on the break week for EML Premier. Of course, TML, I should say, will continue on in terms of their calendar next week. And of course, we go to Canada tomorrow night as well for the racing, and it is F1 and F2 tomorrow night, so you can tune in with myself at 7 p.m, 8 p.m. UK time. It's quite late now. 8 p.m. UK time also for TML F2, and then F3 and F4, of course, on Friday for F3 and F4, and that is, of course, at 8 p.m. UK time as well. We are done, though, here tonight. A final message, of course, will be coming in from our sponsors, of course, at Next Level Racing. We really hope you enjoyed that one. As I say, like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, of course, if you're brand new to the channel. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for EML Premier 1 in Belgium. But until then, I've been James Head. He has been Ivan Tonchik. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.